Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to go through your Sparkbook JS2B Unit 5 Reading Text 2 and its exercise together. If you have your Sparkbook, please take it out and turn to page 6 of your Sparkbook JS2B, that's this one, before you continue. If you haven't got your Sparkbook JS2B, you can download the materials from my website from the link in my video below my video on YouTube. So let's have a look at let me just close it first. So let's have a look at the whole text together to have a preview here. Have a look at the picture and the title. So how about look at the picture first? Maybe I can scroll down a little bit here. What can you see from the picture? And what can you where is this place? Do you know this place? And this text we are going to read is a story. What do you think this story is about? Also have a look at the title, so you can study these items for around 10 seconds. Okay, right. So what can we see in the picture? So we can see there are some boats on the water. Of course, this one is the water level, right? There's we shouldn't really say ocean, but it's the sea. We can see the sea in the picture. There are also some houses above the water, so it's a special kind of house, but anyway, they are still houses, so people live in these houses. And if you know this place, it's actually taken in Hong Kong, in the New Territories. So we'll talk about this in the reading text. And then how about the title? What is this story about? So it's about a deep sea monster. So a monster is a kind of creature, not people, not human beings, something like animals, but we don't keep them as pets. Nobody keeps a monster. So in the animation Pokemon, there are a lot of different monsters like Pikachu. So they can be dangerous to people, or they can be friendly, but usually dangerous monsters. So this story is about a monster living deep down a sea. So we have finished previewing the text, so let's start. Now we are going to read paragraphs 1 to 3 together from the animated text. In this part, I would like you to pay attention to some questions. So in the story, there are a few characters going on sightseeing in a part of, going to a place like this one shown in the picture. So two of the characters wanted to go to this sightseeing. One person didn't want to go. Who were they? That's what I want you to focus on. So let's start.
A deep sea monster. I'm so excited about seeing the pink dolphins, said Mandy to her two friends Sakura and Andy. Humph, grunted Andy. You know you never see any dolphins on these trips, right? It will be boring and a waste of $100. Ignoring Andy, Mandy turned to Sakura. They exchanged grins. It's going to be great, agreed Sakura happily.
Let's pause the video here. So before playing this part, I asked you to pay attention to the characters who wanted to go to the sightseeing and who didn't. So two of them wanted to go. So they were Sakura. One of them was Sakura. The other person who wanted to go was Mandy. Yeah, so I'm so excited, blah blah blah. So said Mandy. And then why Sakura as well? So Sakura said here in line 7, it's going to be great. So it means that Sakura also wanted to go. And Andy was the person who didn't want to go, because Andy said something like, oh, you'll never see blah blah blah. So that's what they wanted to see, and he said it would be boring and a waste of money. So Sakura and Mandy wanted to go, and Andy didn't want to go. So that's the main idea in paragraphs 1 to 3. Now let's turn to page 7 of your Spark book, JS2B. And for paragraphs 1 to 3, we are going to do question A2 only. We are going to skip question A1 for the time being. Go to question A2 first. So there are both parts A and B. I think you should spend around 2 minutes to finish question A2, parts A and B. Let's look at the answers together. Part A, in line 3, Andy says this word because he feels A, content. Now, so the word content looks the same as the word content. Okay, it has the same spelling with the word content, but here it's not content, it's content. It's an adjective that means feeling something that is good enough. For example, if you have good examination results, so you feel content with your examination results, so feel happy, feel that something is good enough, your examination results is good enough. So did Andy feel content, feel that the trip was good enough? So that's not the answer. So don't confuse the adjective content with a word with another word that has the same spelling, that is content, that is a noun. Okay, we have the word feels in the question, so it's a feeling word. It's a feeling adjective. Okay, not a noun. So no, that's not the answer. So B, disappointed. So it's not the answer, because in line 3 here, line 3, you know, you never see any dolphins on these trips, right? So Andy thought that they would not see any dolphins, so he did not he did not have any idea, any good, you know, he did not feel happy about the trip, did not expect anything. So no, if he does not have an expectation, he will not feel disappointed. So B is not the answer. You know you will not see. So B is not the answer. C, enthusiastic. So enthusiastic means having a lot of energy, and you show that you are interested in something. So I'm not sure if you think that I am a teaching enthusiast, or an English or a teaching enthusiast. So that means I have the energy. I like English, I like teaching, so I have the interest in these things. So then if I am an enthusiast, ending in st, is a noun like piano, pianist, enthusiast, enthusiastic enthusiast. So was Andy enthusiastic? Did he have the energy? No, because he said it would be boring. So no. So C isn't the answer. So the answer is D, unhappy, because it's boring and it would be a waste of money. So Andy was unhappy. It's the best answer. So let me just mark D as the answer. D. Next one. Give 2 reasons why Andy feels this way. I think I have just mentioned earlier that it's boring and will be a waste of money. So both parts should become your answer. 2 reasons. So remember, in your examination or the test, you look at how many marks the question carries and then think about how much to write. So if it carries 2 marks, you should give 2 points. So here you should give 2 points, and the 2 points are just next to each other. So boring and a waste of $100. So don't just say it's boring and then full stop, because the other part of the answer is just next to this point. So you continue reading a little bit more and think about how much you want to write in your answer. So 2 reasons why Andy feels this way. So because it's a why question. We start with the word because. Andy is a he, so because he, and then pay attention to the tense in the question. It's in the present simple. Andy feels. Although the story is written in the past simple, we should stick to the tense used in the question, that is the present simple. So because he, you need to think of a verb by yourself. Because he, what's the verb? So you can't copy this from the text directly. So you can use thinks, because he thinks, or he feels, or any other similar verbs. Okay, so but make sure that it is in the present simple and has the s, because the subject is he, and then it is in the present simple because he thinks or he feels that the trip. So the main idea is boring and a waste of $100. So what is boring and what is a waste of $100? So it's the boat trip, right? So the trip or the boat trip, you can. So by the trip we mean here. No direct hint. You can't copy directly, but so Andy said these trips, so you can say the trip, yeah, to talk about that trip Andy and his friends were having. So he thinks that the trip would be, be very careful about the tense. So we can't say, we can just write will, okay? If you change it to would, the tense is wrong. We can't use the past simple here. So in line 3, he thinks that the boat trip will be boring. And that's not the end. 2 points. And a waste of $100. Okay, not enough space. That's it for this question. You can find this from lines 4 to 5. In the next part of the video or the text, we're going to read paragraphs 4 to 7, and I would like you to focus on. They are going to start the boat trip in this part, and Mandy saw something in the water. What was it? So you can focus on this. Let's start the video.
It was a beautiful clear day in Tai-o. As the boat left the creaky old wooden pier, the three friends admired their surroundings. Amazed by the beautiful landhouse scenery, they took hundreds of photos. Peering into the water, Andy complained to the boatman that he couldn't see any fish. Replied the boatman. All the fish in this area seem to have disappeared recently, and we don't know why. Finishing the tour around the stilt houses, the boatman gently steered the boat towards the open sea. As they left the harbour, the sea got a bit rougher. Rocked about by the big waves and feeling a bit seasick, Mandy leaned over the side of the boat. Then she saw it. A huge shadow passed under the boat. Had she imagined it? No. A few seconds later, it happened again.
Alright, I'll pause here. So before looking at the video, I asked you, Mandy saw something in the water, and what was it? So the answer is a huge shadow. So shadow is something that is black in color, and when there's light, there's shadow. There will be shadows. So I think at the back of myself, there's a black shadow. It's the shadow, right? And you can see this clearly from the video. So what's that? We don't know. We can only say that it's a huge shadow. So we go to the textbook questions. So we're going to do questions A1 and A3. So for question A1, please use a complete sentence to answer, and I would like to give you some support for this item. So use this chance to revise how to compose or write answers in complete sentences from this kind of question. So where does the story take place? So the verbs are does take place, so as one group. So in a question we have the do as the question as part of the grammar. So and then does take place, we put them back together, it means takes place. And the story is it, so it and then does take place become takes place. It takes place. So you pay attention to the tense in the question. It takes place on and then you fill in, and then in full stop. So 2 points for this question. I would like you to spend around 2 minutes to finish questions A1 and A3. Answers. It takes place on a boat. So let me put it in first. So the hint is in line 9. So as the boat, so it takes place on boat, it has to be on, yeah. And in where? So it's in Taio. It's in the New Territories or Lantau Island. So this question is kind of like you have to know the prepositions very well. Oh, sorry, for the hint, Taio, you can find it in line 9. So Taio, there are a lot of stilt houses. So I think we looked at the picture before we started. Stilt houses. Yeah, so stilt houses. So that kind of houses you can see in the picture, we call them stilt houses here. So if you want to do this question well, it's kind of you have to know prepositions well. So on is on a boat, okay, above, right? And then for a place, we say in a larger place, yeah, or a district name. Oops. Okay, yeah. Then next question. And then we go back to question A3. So read paragraphs 4 to 7 and number the following events in the correct order. Write 1 to 4 on the blanks provided. So, oh, sorry, I have forgotten to give you some hint for this one. Actually, I should have given you, let me just adjust the line spacing first. I actually did that before starting. Don't know why it was reset. Okay. So that it fits in the space in the book. So actually I should have given you number 1 as an example. The boat leaves the pier. So this is the first item because in line 9, maybe I should use the ebook. In line 9, as the boat left, so it's in paragraph 4, so leaves the pier, yeah? So leaves the pier. Pier is the place where you can take ferries and boats. So that's number 1. And then number 2 is the boatman takes Mandy and her friends on a tour of Taio. So that's number 2. It's in line 18. Line 18. Here. Finishing the tour. So the boat left first and then they had a tour. So these two items can be confusing. That's why I would like to give you number 1. I think the textbook could be more well designed to give you more hints that this one is number 1. But anyway, I hope you got it correct. So continue. Yeah, right. Now for this kind of question, if you get one wrong in the middle or at the beginning, so all the numbers afterwards will be wrong, so you have to be careful. And then, so number 3 is the boat heads out into the open sea. So it's in line 19. So the boatman gently ebook so that I can highlight. The boatman gently steered the boat towards the open sea. So the hint is open sea. So that's number 3. And the last one is feels seasick because suddenly the wave got rougher. So that's number 4. The hint is in lines 21 to 22 here. So the hint is seasick. Yeah. Okay. So, and then the next part will be paragraphs 8 to 9, and I would like you to pay attention to what did Mandy think the creature was. Okay, so the big shadow, so it's a creature, something that has life. So what did Mandy think the creature was, and was she right? So let's start the video.
This time, the sea creature moved faster and knocked the boat as it passed. "Shark!" Mandy screamed in fright. The boatman saw it too. "That's not a shark," he said nervously. Alarmed, he started looking around anxiously. Suddenly, he saw a long, slimy black arm come out of the water right next to him, and then another. Defending himself with a stick, the boatman turned the boat around and zoomed off at full speed.
Let's pause the video here. Now, before playing the video, I asked, what did Mandy think the sea creature was? Okay, or the huge shadow was. So, the answer is quite easy. Shark! Right? And then the second question was she right? So, Mandy thought that it was a shark. Was she correct? So, the answer is no, because the boatman saw it too, and he said, that's not a shark. Right? So, let's go to the textbook question. You can now finish questions A4 to A6. Let me see if I should give you any hint. Right, for question A5, I would like to give you some more support, or you can think that I make the question more challenging, more difficult, because I'm trying to focus on some skills that we have been talking about. So just like the preposition question earlier, so if I give you the preposition, it actually limits what can come afterwards in the gap, right? So you can say that this is a kind of support, or it makes things more difficult. And anyway, although in the HKDSE we do not have a grammar paper, so we can actually test grammar items like this. So for question 4, you can feel free, do it by yourself. Think about the grammar carefully, and of course get the content point first. So for question A5, because, so why does the boatman feel nervous? So because he is the boatman, and does feel. So actually we don't have to mention the verb in a why question. We just start with the word because, and then subject, and then whatever verb you like, because it's part of the reason. So because he sees. I'm happy to give you the verb. So because he sees, present in the present simple with an S. He sees two, and so they may be in something. So I'm not going to tell you how many words you have to put into the gaps. Not a lot. Okay, and question 6 is a picture question, so should be no problem. Spend around 3 minutes on these 3 items. check answers. So for A, how does Mandy feel in paragraph 8? A, excited. So no. B, relaxed. So remember, Mandy was the person seeing the dark the shadow passing under the boat, and she thought that it was a shark, right? And she felt seasick. So no, he didn't feel excited. He doesn't, okay, stick to the tense in question. He doesn't feel excited. She, sorry, not he. She doesn't feel relaxed because she was feeling a bit seasick. Can't be relaxed. C, she was scared. She is scared, right? Actually, I don't like the idea of using a present simple here, but that's what the textbook does. I can actually talk about why. So remember, in unit 1 is the film unit. So at the beginning, somebody does something. So no matter if it is in the past, now, or in the future, the film does not change. So you can use the present simple. So here, in paragraph 8, what happens is the same. So you can use the present simple. But that's why the textbook uses the present simple. But it's very annoying because it's a story and we want to use past tense. So always stick to the tense that is used in the question. Now, scared, right? The answer is C. Let me just mark it first. Upset is not the best answer. So the hint is, you can read all over paragraph 8 again. So Mandy screamed is like, eh! So screamed. Sorry about my strange noise if you don't like it. So scared, it means she was scared. Not relaxed, not excited, not upset. So why does Mandy feel this way? So I said feel free to answer anything. I think your answer should have 2 points. So for a why question, we start with the word because first, and then continue with the subject and the verb. Because. So you can get the hint from lines 26 to 27. The sea creature moved faster and knocked the boat as it passed. So you see A and B. So I think you should include both parts as both points as parts of your answer. So because the sea creature, and then does feel, so it's in the present simple. Here in the story, it's in the past simple. Moved, so we change moved to moves. The sea creature is an it, so moved becomes moves. So if you still can't, manage this, remember, it will only happen again and again and again until you can finally, swap the tenses around easily. Yeah. So keep practicing the skill. Because the sea creature moves faster. That's action A. Action B is and then the verb is knocked. We change knocked from the past simple to the present simple. So same subject, the sea creature is an it, so knocks, and then copy. Knocks the boat. So should we continue copying? I think it's a yes. As means when, so when it passes, when it got through the boat underneath. Okay, so as it passes. Passed again is a verb, so we change it to passes. Next one. In paragraph 9, why does the boatman feel nervous? Because he sees. What did he see? Or what does the boatman see? So in paragraph 9, the boatman saw it too. So what does the it refer to? It refers to the sea creature, of course. So not too difficult, but you can't write it. It is wrong. So what does, go one step further. What does the it mean? So it means the sea creature. So sees the sea creature. So the hint is in line 29, but it means the sea creature. So you have to go back a few lines earlier. The huge shadow is wrong. You go back too far if you put in the sea creature from, sorry, a huge shadow from line 23, because now we know what the huge shadow was, is a sea creature. So you should use this as your answer. He sees the sea creature too, and so they may be, now this one, I don't have you can't find any direct hint, but from what is happening in the story, so they may be in what? Danger. Full stop. So put in a noun. If you put in dangerous, it's wrong. So you can't say be in dangerous. Be in and then a noun. So we put in a noun, not an adjective. Be in danger. Next one. Which picture best illustrates paragraph 9? So the answer is B. So, reasons why A is wrong. So, let's have a look at lines 31 to 32 together. Suddenly he is the boatman, saw a long, slimy black arm come out of the water right next to him. So, a long, and then another, so sorry, I was one sentence less. So, and then another, so one arm, the black slimy arm, is wrong. A is not a good answer. B, we have two arms, so that's partly why. I think that's the only difference between pictures A and B. So, and why picture C is wrong, so it's not a shark, according to line 29, because the boatman said, that's not a shark. So C is not the answer. So, and the next part will be paragraphs 10 to 12, and that will be the ending of the story, but not the ending of all questions in the exercise. Now, anyway, in paragraphs 10 to 12, I would like you to pay attention to. It's not a shark. The shadow or the sea creature is not a shark, and Mandy was so afraid. Now, so in paragraphs 10 to 12, someone laughed at Andy. Remember, Andy was unhappy about the boat trip earlier. From here, we have chosen D, unhappy, because it would be a waste of money and he thinks that it's boring. So someone laughed at Andy. Why? Who was the person laughing at Andy? So you can focus on this in the video.
The three friends looked at each other in disbelief. "Whoa, that was really scary," gasped Sakura. On land, relieved that they were all safe, she joked, "You got your money's worth today, Andy." Looking flushed with fear, he replied, "I'm never ever going on a boat again."
Okay, that's the end of the video. Who laughed at Andy? So that was from this line 38. She joked, okay, laughed, right? Like this. So joked and laughed at Andy. You got your money's worth today. So because Andy thought it was a waste of money, a waste of $100, so because Andy said this earlier, this she said, oh, now you saw something, okay? Andy said, you're not going to see any dolphins, blah, blah, blah. So they didn't really see any dolphins, but they saw something else. So got the money's worth, didn't waste the money, right? It's a joke. So laughed at Andy. So what is this she? So you can go back here, is Sakura, right? So that's it. And for the textbook questions, let me see if I have to give you any hint or support or limitations. Okay, so you just need to finish question A7 here. Let me just scroll up a little bit. Only question A7. So you can finish this in around 1 minute, very quickly. Okay, the answer to question A7 is D. Let me just mark it first. That office helper is showing a light bulb. Do not remind me, okay? So, why? So let's have a look at the question. When Sakura said to Andy, you got your money's worth, she meant he could have used the money for something better. So he is Andy. So this question is a little bit difficult, actually. I can't really say A is a wrong answer, but it's difficult to tell. But it's not the best answer. So it's a little bit indirect. So B, he wasted his money. So no, that's not the answer. Surely not the answer. Because they saw something. That was the sea creature. So Andy said it would be a waste of money. So no, this can't be the answer because they saw something, right? So, and then C, the trip was way too expensive. So she meant, so the she is the Sakura, remember, it's Sakura. So the trip, she meant the trip was too expensive. So we have to think about whether Sakura thought that the trip was expensive. So of course Andy thought the trip was expensive, but this time there's no subject. The subject is the trip, not Andy anymore. You see the he and he, so it's talking about Sakura. So Sakura actually didn't think that it was expensive. She didn't say anything about the price. And Mandy wanted to go to the trip, and then Sakura agreed. So C can't be the answer. So the answer has to be D. They saw more than they expected. So expected means what you think would happen. So it's actually in line 5. I can close this window. Line 5. would be a waste of $100. So Andy is part of the team. So the 3 people. So it can be treated as they as well. So they actually, some of them actually thought that it would be boring and a waste of money. So did not expect anything, did not think that they would see anything. So, but actually they saw more. They did not expect to see anything, but they saw something. So it's the sea creature. So D is the best answer. So A is a little bit irrelevant if we look back. Yeah, so of course we can't say A is wrong, but surely we should choose D as the answer. So, and then so I think we finished the back and forth, like watch the video and then do the question part. We can focus on the question items and then go back to parts of the text. Now question 8 is the personal sharing question, and then this usually does not appear in the public exam, so I'm going to skip it. So we can skip it. No need to do question A8. Next one is question A9. Match the subheadings A to D below with the paragraphs on the left. So paragraph groups. Write the correct letters in the spaces provided. One subheading is not used. So 4 choices, 3 gaps. So that's why one subheading is not used. You found this kind of question in my examination paper, but I showed it more clearly. I put the blank in the text. So if you remember, in the exam paper there was a line above the paragraph, and then I said, okay, this is gap A, and then now what is gap A? What should we put in gap A? So it's the same idea. So it's the subheading, the small title. So the skill is you read the skill for this kind of question is you read the titles, the subtitles, the small titles for the main meaning, and then think about, oh, does it fit in the main meaning in paragraph in the paragraph sections. So I think you can spend around 2 minutes to do this. I'm not giving you any example. Answers. Bung 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 first. C, A, D. So paragraphs 1 to 6 is C, out at sea. So remember, they So paragraphs 1 to 6. So they were, they got on the boat and then had a tour, and the boat left the pier. So that's out at sea. Paragraphs 7 to 9 will be another group. So this part was when the sea creature suddenly popped up. So A, an unexpected attack. So the creature kind of attacked them. Yeah. So attack, that means may hurt you. If somebody attacks you, he or she hurts you. For example, like hitting or firing a gun, like bang bang bang. So attack. So the creature attacked the 3 people, right? And it's unexpected. So remember earlier, expected means you think that it would happen. So now it's unexpected. That means you didn't think that it would happen. So you didn't think that something, that's the sea creature, would hurt you. Oh, my phone suddenly rings. Sorry. Reject. Okay, it diverts to my landline. My phone will ring again. Okay, I'm turning off my phone. I've forgotten. So it's just a junk call. Sorry. Now I was actually thinking whether this kind of accident or pop-up things would happen when I record the video, when I do the video taping, and then now it happens. Sorry about that. So where were we? We were talking about the expected and unexpected, right? So that's A, and then paragraphs 10 to 12. The answer is D. I've already given you the answer. So paragraphs 10 to 12 will be the last part of the video. And so safe and sound. So they were safe, right? Sound is another word for that means you're okay, you are well, and you are fine. Yeah. So safe and okay. Yeah. Okay, we have finished all questions in part A. Let's move on to part B. Complete the following summary using words from text 2. Fill in each blank with one word only. You should make sure your answers are grammatically correct. So, for this kind of question, we've been looking at how to do this kind of how to finish this kind of questions. So you have to. Maybe I can say it again here quickly. So if you read the summary text here. So if you think you know what word should go into the blank, just feel free to put it in. But and then make sure that it fits in the grammar. And if you don't know what word to put in, then you can go back to the text quickly. So it's very long, right? So you can only read parts of it. There will be some hints from the text, from the question, the summary text set as the question. So for example, about something, so you can find something like a boat, and then read that part again quickly to think about the answer. Now you may need to change, but do not copy directly. You may need to change the form of the word to fit in the grammar of the summary text. So I would like to give you 2 examples here in this part. So it's about what? About what? So the answer is in line. So boat is here, right? And it's talking about the setting of the story. So it's actually you need to read a little bit further this time. It's at the beginning of the story, not the other part. Anyway, so here, so it's a trip. These trips, on these trips, these boat trips, right? So they went on a boat trip. So this one here is boat trips in general. So these trips with an S, plural. Here, they went on a boat trip. that goes wrong, you delete the S. So if you copy directly, you get it wrong. So that's the strategy. And for number 2, I would like you to do it by yourself. Number 3 as well. Number 4. So I would like to do this as another example. Because numbers 3 and 4 are too close to each other. So again, your Spark book is not really well written. Can't be too close together. If I give you one, then it's easier for you to get the other one, right? So the beautiful something. So the mood is calm as they do, the beautiful do. Don't know what's going on. So the hint is beautiful, right? So beautiful what? Beautiful, what is beautiful? Beautiful scenery. So no need to change this time. Scenery. If you don't like this word, so scenery means view, okay? What was up around them, what they could see. And so it was beautiful, yeah? If you don't like this word, you can use another word that is very close. Surroundings. So surroundings means what is around. So they admired, the 3 friends, so Andy, Mandy, and Sakura admired, they liked and respect the surroundings, the views, what was around them. So surroundings. So surroundings comes with an S, and there's no need to change it. Scenery is just one in general, is the scene, like the film scenes, right? But Tai-O in general, we can have one scene in our mind. It's the sea and the stilt houses, so it's the scenery, so no need to add an S. So but I'm not saying that you can copy directly. You think about whether you need to change anything. Yeah. So I think you can do the rest quite easily. Some items are more challenging, but anyway, you can find the hint at least. So spend around 3 minutes to finish the 4 items that are left. So let's check answers together. The story starts with three friends discussing whether they will see dolphins. The hint is in line 1. Whether they will see, right? See, and then here is seeing dolphins. Another appearance of dolphins is in line 4. Yeah, again, see. Yeah, very easy. So no need to change. So it comes with the word with the s ending. So dolphins in general, more than one. The mood is calm as they do the beautiful scenery or surroundings. So I think I talked about the word admired when I gave you number 4 as an example, right? So admired, remember, it means liked and showing respect. So admired. So admired the scenery, admired their surroundings is the same. Admired the surroundings, right? But if you copy directly, you get it wrong, because you have to stick to the tense in the summary text or the question text. So is about, goes wrong, starts with, the mood is calm. So this changes, this is the setting, okay, changes. So the boatman tells them. So everything, almost everything is in the present simple, and you can't really copy directly because the story is written in the past simple. So admired is the hint. It's in the past simple. We change the past simple to the present simple. So they admire. No need to add an s because of the word they. Continue. However, this changes when the boatman tells them that all the fish in the area have mysteriously. So talking about the fish, can't see any fish here in line 15. So line 17, disappeared. After have, we use the third column, the present. The past participle. So disappeared. No need to change anything. Have disappeared. Last one, until they encounter. Encounter is another word for see. See or experience. So until they see or experience a strange what? Sea creature. Easy. You can find it all over the text. So strange is another word for unusual, if you don't know. And mysteriously is an adverb, so describing a verb, right? Disappeared. So the base word is mysterious. An adjective here is an adverb, mysteriously. So what does mysterious mean? Mysterious means now if you don't know why something happens or you can't explain, so you don't know why, it's mysterious. So the fish have disappeared mysteriously, in a mysterious way. So an adverb here, don't know why the fish disappeared. Alright, so that's part B. Finishing part B, we are going to move on to part C. Complete the table below with verbs of speaking from the story. So I would like to do one item as an example for you. Number 1, made a short low sound using your throat. So your throat is here. So of course you use it when you make some sound, right? So it's a little bit too much from the textbook. That's what I don't like about it. But of course your phone can also make, or something else can also make some sound. But I prefer not giving you so much. Yeah. Anyway, so the meaning is made a short low sound. So verbs of speaking. So it's something like said, but in a story we don't use said all the time because it's boring and we want to make the story more interesting, and said is also kind of general. We want to add more meaning. So so verbs of speaking, something like said, but with the added meaning. So made a short low sound. It's in paragraphs 1 to 3. So the answer is grunted. So it's in line 3. Here, grunted. And then so the H word, I don't know how to say this word. So and then Andy said this H word. So why? Excuse me. Okay, so why? Andy, so the meaning here is Andy was not very happy. It's like complaining. So it's like that kind of sound, and then complaining. So grunted. So you can spend around 2 minutes to finish the other 3 items, and if you don't know the meaning of some words in the question, I'm happy to explain to you, because it's you know, if you don't understand the question, there's no way for you to finish it. And I think a good textbook should keep things simple. So serious, so said in a non-serious way. So you have to understand what serious first, and then so you will know what non-serious means. So it's the opposite. So serious first. So if you cannot laugh, then or if you don't like laughing or funny things, then you are serious. So when you feel when you feel that something is funny and or something makes you laugh, then it is not serious. Example, so the news on TV, so the news reports, usually they are serious. So what are non-serious? Non-serious will be if you look at some news about famous people, like someone is dating someone very popular is dating someone else who is the girlfriend or the boyfriend, then it is non-serious. Yeah, whether something will make you laugh or funny. And then number 4, breathed in suddenly and loudly. So the breathed means I shouldn't really explain, but do the action. Doing the action will be better. So breathed. So I'll explain a little bit. Breathe is when you breathe, you take air in. So breathe. So breathe in is like and then suddenly and loudly will be like that kind of breathed in. Okay, and then it's in the past simple, right? That's why we have the ed. And now talking about the tenses, sorry, I deleted the answers in the above, but you should have copied. So I said that the tense should be in the present simple, right? But you see a will, so feel free to use the present, the future tense in this kind of present tense texts, because if it hasn't happened in the story, then of course you can use will. It's just that the text is not in, this summary text is not in the past simple. Yeah, so future and present simple is okay, not the past simple. And of course you can combine the present simple and the third column, so you have the present perfect. Yeah, anyway, so you find I will keep recycling this idea that tenses are important and grammar is important. So find past tense verbs meaning these items. Around 2 minutes. answers. So line number 2 is screamed from line 27. Screamed here. It's like shark! Mandy screamed, so she was very afraid, right? So sorry if you don't like my drama. So screamed. Number 3, said in a non-serious way. That means it will make you laugh or it is not funny. It is funny. So joked from line 39. Here, joked. 39. Where? Here. She joked. Sakura joked. She was laughing at Andy. Oh, you got your money's worth today. Because Andy thought it would be a waste of money. Yeah. So she was like, you got the money back. You said it was a waste of money. So joked. Non-serious. So if Andy was serious, he would be very angry, right, at Sakura, right? But they are friends and it's not something serious, so no. Number 4, breathed in suddenly and loudly. The answer is gasped from line 36. So gasped. So Sakura is from Sakura. Said Sakura, so in a sudden and loud way and breathed in some air. So it's like so she just got off the boat and she was very afraid before getting off. So she was like, oh, that was really scary, right? This kind of breathed in suddenly. So gasped. So that's all for the textbook questions. We've finished all questions in all items in the textbook. Now I would like to ask you to think about one question before I finish. So we'll do some speaking activities if we have time when we meet in school again. So the speaking question is, if one of your friends is a monster enthusiast. So enthusiast is someone, if you remember, someone having the enthusiasm or the energy or what that means is interested in something. So if you like piano, you have the enthusiasm in piano, you are a piano enthusiast. So enthusiasm, enthusiast, noun and adjective, piano, pianist. So if you like piano, you have the enthusiasm, so you are a piano enthusiast. Now, someone is what kind of enthusiast? A monster enthusiast, right? So I'm not sure if you think that I like English a lot and I like teaching a lot, then I am a teaching and English enthusiast. So anyway, if one of your friends is a monster enthusiast, that means he or she likes monsters a lot, and is a monster enthusiast and invites you to go on a boat trip like the one in the reading text. So asked you to go on a boat trip like that with him or her, would you go and why? So you can kind of share your ideas when you come back. Be prepared to speak for around 1 minute based on this. So that's all for this reading text. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.